Imagine standing on volcanic islands where creatures seem pulled from another world and realizing that nowhere else on Earth will you ever meet them again. That's the Galapagos, a living laboratory of evolution. These islands gave Darwin the clues that reshaped science forever, and today they remain a sanctuary for species that exist nowhere else. But what are the 10 most extraordinary endemic animals that call this archipelago home? Let's journey through them one by one and see why each is a masterpiece of nature's design. The giant tortoise is the true icon of the Galapagos, a creature so ancient-looking it feels like a living relic of prehistory. Some grow so massive they weigh over 500 pounds, and many live for more than a century. These gentle giants once roamed the islands in the hundreds of thousands, each population evolving unique shell shapes adapted to the vegetation of its particular island. Imagine seeing one lumber past, slow, deliberate and dignified, as if time itself moved at its pace. But if the tortoise is the elder statesman, the marine iguana is the rebel. The only seagoing lizard on Earth, it plunges into the crashing surf, holding its breath for minutes as it grazes on underwater algae. Its skin is dark to soak up the sun's heat, its claws sharp to grip the rocks, and its nose built for snorting out seawater. Watching one bask on lava rocks, sneezing salty sprays, you'd think it was a creature dreamed up for a fantasy novel. Yet here it is, thriving where no other reptile dares to go. Nearby, perched on cliffs, are the blue-footed boobies, birds as clumsy on land as they are graceful in the air. Their dazzling turquoise feet aren't just for show, they're tools of courtship. A male will lift them high, one after the other, in a slow-motion dance that says, "Pick me." The brighter the feet, the healthier the mate. The ritual is so comical and charming, it feels like a love story nature wrote with humor in mind. Then there's the Galapagos penguin, a paradox in feathers. Penguins usually conjure images of icy Antarctica, yet this species thrives in equatorial sunshine. Small and agile, they dart through warm currents cooled by the Humboldt and Cromwell systems. But here's the catch. The entire species numbers only a few thousand. Each sighting is a reminder of how precarious survival can be when you're a cold-water bird in a tropical sea. Look up, and you may catch the magnificent frigatebird, a pirate of the skies. With wings spanning 7 feet and a scarlet throat pouch that balloons like a crimson balloon during courtship, it is impossible to ignore. Unlike the boobies, frigatebirds don't dive for fish. Instead, they harass other seabirds until they drop their catch. Ruthless? Maybe. But in the harsh conditions of the Galapagos, survival often rewards ingenuity over fairness. On the shoreline, you'll notice another curiosity, the flightless cormorant. Its wings are stunted, unable to lift its heavy body into the air. At first glance, it seems broken, incomplete, but then you watch it dive, propelling itself like a torpedo through the water, chasing fish with breathtaking agility. In giving up flight, the cormorant has mastered a different realm. Evolution, in its relentless creativity, rewrote the rules. And what of the Galapagos fur seal, the smallest of the fur seals, found nowhere else on Earth? By day, they sprawl lazily in shaded lava crevices, avoiding the equatorial heat. By night, they slip into the water to hunt squid and fish under starlight. They remind us that even in paradise, survival requires adaptation to rhythms of temperature, light, and opportunity. Among the most endearing residents are the Darwin's finches, small, inconspicuous birds with a story, well, really larger than themselves. Each island sculpted their beaks into different tools, some thick and crushing for seeds, others slender and probing for insects. To Darwin, they whispered a revolutionary truth, that species aren't fixed but shaped by environment and necessity. From these unassuming birds, the theory of natural selection took flight. Beneath the waves lurks another giant, the Galapagos sea lion. Sleek, playful and noisy, they seem to embody joy itself. They tumble and chase one another through turquoise water, often coming nose to mask with snorkelers. Yet behind their apparent playfulness is a strict social order, with dominant males defending harems and territories. It's a drama of strength, stamina, and survival, playing out in every colony. Finally, high in the canopy of Scalesia forests, you may hear a raspy call, the sharp-beaked ground finch, sometimes called the vampire finch. Unlike its seed-crushing cousins, this bird has developed a macabre strategy, pecking at the wings of seabirds and drinking their blood. It sounds like folklore, yet it's real. A chilling reminder that evolution can produce not only beauty, but also unsettling adaptations in the struggle to survive. Together, these 10 species form a living tapestry of resilience and imagination, sculpted by isolation and time. Each tells a story of adaptation so bold it borders on the unbelievable. And as you realize that every one of them exists only here, in this fragile archipelago, you begin to feel the weight of what's at stake. The Galapagos is not just a sanctuary of wildlife, it's a mirror reflecting the creativity of life itself, and a reminder that once such uniqueness is lost, it can never be remade.